Hello everyone and welcome back to the Football Manager 2020 simulation of Euro 2020, and this is really just going to be a little summary of the first round of group games because every team will have now played one game each. So it's a good time to take a look at each of the groups, see what's happened so far in terms of results, in terms of their second game. And you can see here Group A, Czech Republic beating North Macedonia 3-2 in a really exciting game actually. And they're sitting 2 points clear ahead of both Italy and Belgium on 1 point after their 0-0 draw. And it's going to be Belgium and Czech Republic in the next round of games for these two teams. And really, if Italy and Belgium want to qualify, they're going to have to win both games. And in that case, it's just going to be a straight shootout on who scores the most goals. If Czech Republic can sneak a draw, then I think that's them sorted. That'll be them qualified. If they can get a draw, maybe two draws in there as well. But it's a really interesting group for me because there's a good possibility that either one of these teams could drop out, whether it's Italy or Belgium. But I think North Macedonia will be lucky to get any points against either Italy or Belgium. But it should be interesting to see how Czech Republic do against both of those sides and if they can keep their spot in terms of qualification. In Group B, the two wins that we saw, firstly for Denmark over Poland and France's 2-0 win over Russia as well. And odds on, they probably were the two favourites to go through in their group. Maybe Poland were at equal standing with Denmark, but you saw in that game where it was Denmark that dominated a lot of the play. It was Denmark who created the better chances, and they deserved their 2-1 win. Russia, on the other hand, they just sort of let France do what they want to do, and it wasn't a great performance from them, but they're really going to have to pick up if they want to qualify, and they're going to have to win both of their games if they do. But France, I can't see them dropping any points here. I think they're just too good, especially on this game. They are really, really good. And you can see there, France versus Denmark. And if France win, it opens the door wide open for Poland or Russia to be able to get that second spot. And it really depends on that game. You can see here Poland versus Russia, on which of the teams can bounce back following their loss and challenge for that second place. In Group C, you can see there Ukraine with a really dominant 3-0 win against Sweden, and then the 1-1 draw between Turkey and Holland. Holland don't look great, despite having such a great squad and having such a young squad as well. They don't look too great, and Turkey really should have walked away with all 3 points. And it's going to be a really interesting game to see Ukraine versus Turkey in the second round of the group games. Holland versus Sweden. Holland really needs to improve. Sweden, they should be better than that 3-0 defeat that they had, but at the same time, against one of the favourites in the competition in Holland, you've got to say that they really need to pick themselves up and really try and get a couple of points here and there, especially against Turkey and Holland in the next round. In Group D, again, England very dominant in that 3-0 win over Northern Ireland. Albania and Greece, Albania rode their luck a lot in that game to get a point. And you've got to say probably Albania and Greece are probably going to beat Northern Ireland. So it really remains to be seen on who can actually either get a point off England or if any of them drop any points to Northern Ireland. But again, second spot in this group is wide open. England are very good on the game, and they've got a lot of world-class talent in their team. I can't see them dropping any points, but England are being in the next round with Greece against Northern Ireland, and really some of the other three teams in the group need to pick up some points to qualify with England, because I can't see anyone else really topping that group except England. In Group E, you had the surprising 1-0 win for Norway over Croatia, even though Erling Haaland didn't play very well at all. Stefan Johansson was able to get that goal, which provided essentially was the winner in that game against Croatia. But Spain looking very, very good there. They got that, they considered a consolation goal to Georgia, but at the same time they really weren't troubled by that in the slightest. Croatia and Georgia play next, but at the same time Croatia should be able to bounce back from that, and depending on how Spain-Norway goes, Croatia could jump above Norway if results go in their favour, and if Spain want to, they can turn near enough any team inside out. And it will be interesting to see if Norway can stay as compact as they did against Croatia, maybe nick that goal as well. But at the same time, as good as Croatia are, Spain, especially on this game, are vastly superior, and they just have that world-class edge to them, especially in the first season as well. In Group F, we had that 1-0 defeat for Portugal, the defenders of the competition here, against Germany, and it wasn't a great performance from Portugal at all, really, but at the same time, Austria looked absolutely fantastic here, and it should be a lot of fun to see Germany versus Austria in the second round of games as well. You've got Hungary and Portugal, but at the same time, it's got to be Portugal that will probably end up winning that game, and then it's going to be really a shootout between Austria and Portugal on who gets that second spot, because I can't see Germany losing to either Austria or Hungary, despite how good Austria looked. I think there's just that massive golfing quality between that level and where Austria and Hungary are. Even against Portugal, I can't see Portugal really losing both of those games, or even one of them. I think Austria are likely to, out of these teams, given the performances, Austria are the most likely to concede, Austria are the most likely to actually get a point off them at the very least. But we'll have to wait until the last round of games for that. And that's a summary of all the groups. And we're just going to take a look at some of the stats over here. And you can see Austria in there with the most goals. The only teams have scored 4 goals in their first game. A couple of teams scoring 3, Czech Republic, England, Spain and Ukraine. And then a fair few on 2. In terms of, say, shooting accuracy, you saw Belgium fire quite a lot of shots on goal, but at the same time, they didn't score anything. So they might be getting them on target, but as we saw in that very first game in the opener, it was just pot shots from distance. And we can see here Sweden, they like to cross, but again, that didn't really go anywhere. Norway, they were quite successful with it. Ukraine as well. Average possession, and this is the one that really shocked us the most. Turkey absolutely passing the Netherlands off the pitch completely. 620 passes in the game, 68% possession, the most in both aspects for the competition so far, and it was really, really good performance, that. And I think it's just a surprise to see Holland pass off the pitch, especially when they have a midfield consisting of Wijnaldum, Van de Beek, and yeah, it was a really interesting game to watch. But at the same time, whether they can maintain that and turn that into tangible results remains to be seen. One interesting one that I've just noticed here: Ukraine completing 100% of all their tackles, which I've not really seen on the game before. Obviously, it's been one game, and I think Sweden made it really easy for them. But at the same time, to win 100% of your tackles is quite remarkable, actually. But that's a few of the team summaries. Let's look at some individual ones as well. Obviously, you've got a couple of players on 2 goals each. Let's find this out. There you go. Alaba on 2, Patrick Schick on 2, Arnautovic on 2, and Saul on 2. Interesting to see a defender, a midfielder in there as well. Then a couple of substitute appearances with some of the goals as well. Most assists, we've got 2 players in there. So we've got Sabitzer with 2 assists and Tsiganov for Ukraine on 2 as well. A lot of players on 1, but very interesting to see so many assists already, and Sabitzer with 5 key passes in there as well. The most, however, is from Toni Kroos in that game against Portugal, creating a lot of chances there, a lot of key passes in that game. 95% of his passes as well he completed, and yeah, interesting to see the likes of N'Golo Kante, even though he's predominantly defensive midfielder, Jordan Henderson as well, Luka Modric. All of these midfielders really were the ones sort of like sitting back and just dictating play. But yeah, that's just a quick summary of some of the stats, some of the overviews, and the next game that we've got, which will be coming tomorrow, is that game between Belgium and the Czech Republic in Group A, and that's going to be tomorrow. But I hope you liked this little quick summary video. Let me know what other things you'd like to see, and thank you for watching. Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe for future episodes, and make sure you hit that notification bell as well so you don't miss any videos. But I'll see you tomorrow for that game between Belgium and the Czech Republic.